Sergei Skripal, Russian spy, was about to prove MI6 fabricated the Trump dossier. Sergei Skripal was preparing to return to Russia in exchange for information he said proved that MI6 had fabricated the Trump dossier in order to delegitimize President Trump. There you have it, folks. According to reports shortly before his poisoning, Skripal was negotiating his return to Russia by offering Russian officials proof that the British Secret Intelligence Service, MI6, had created the Trump dossier in coordination with the Obama-Clinton regime. What Does It Mean.com reports, according to this report, in early February of 2018, the Federal Security Services, FSB, was contacted by Yulia Skripal, who is the daughter of the former Russian spy Sergei Skripal, has lived in London since 2011, and was preparing to return to Russia to marry the son of a high-ranking Russian security official, but whose father, already despondent over the death of his son last year and his wife in 2012, wanted to return to Russia with her, and in exchange for his being allowed to do so, would in turn provide proof that MI6 had entirely created what is now known as the now discredited Trump dossier in cooperation with the Obama-Clinton regime, designed to destroy the legitimacy of President Trump. That's what I couldn't remember. You see? You see why they outed him? You know? You saw now. Now you understand what happened? Now, not being told, the peoples in the West, this report notes, not being told to the people in the West, this is not being reported on, that is that Sergei Skripal was a former Russian military intelligence officer who was recruited by MI6 to be a double agent, and whose recruitment to spy for MI6 was masterminded by MI6 agent Pablo Miller, who worked directly under the Trump dossier creator, and MI6 officer Christopher Steele, with Sergei Skripal also working for Orbis Business Intelligence. Christopher Steele's outfit that put together the infamous dossier on Trump that both MI6 spies, Steele and Miller, worked for too. Though the specifics of the offer made to the FSB by Sergei Skripal in order to secure his returning home to Russia remain more highly classified than his general report allows, it does confirm that Yulia Skripal was discussing this issue with her father on March 4th, when they were both attacked and left in critical condition, with the Telegraph News Service in London then documenting that all internet links between Sergei Skripal and Christopher Steele's Orbis Business Intelligence were being taken down. At the same time, all the internet links between Sergei Skripal and the creators of the fake Trump dossier were being scrubbed from existence. This report continues. The British government suddenly began blaming Russia for the nerve gas attack on him and his daughter. But when Russia asked for evidence proving this, the British outright refused to produce it, as the Chemical Weapons Convention that the UK has signed along with Russia demands they do. And when questioned in the British Parliament by Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn as to why this was so, saw Prime Minister Theresa May's forces jeer and shout him down, followed by British Defence Secretary Gavin Williamson saying Russia should go away and shut up. You wish, right? With President Putin stating in the Security Council's meeting that he was extremely concerned by the destructive and provocative stance of the UK This report continues. The British government, nevertheless, has continued to ratchet up its hysteria by blocking a United Nations Security Council draft sponsored by Russia calling for an urgent and civilized investigation incident in line with international standards, and that led Russian Senator Sergei Kalashnikov to warn the West has launched a massive operation in order to kick Russia out of the UN Security Council. Russia is now a very inconvenient player for the Western nations, and this explains all the recent attacks on our country. Important to note too, this report says that absolutely no one in the West is ever bothering to ask Russia why would Russia break the first cardinal rule of spy etiquette in targeting a spy involved in a spy swap, which neither the Soviet Union or Russia has done ever once in over 70 years. And as Professor Anthony Glees, the director of the Center for Security and Intelligence Studies at the University of Buckingham, points out by correctly stating that if Russia did indeed poison Skripal, no one would ever do a swap with them again. And who asks the logical question? If Russia had really wanted to take out Skripal, why didn't they execute him when they had him in custody? Makes sense. Other logical questions about the supposed nerve gas attack on Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia being suppressed in the West, this report notes, are those such as, did Skripal help steal to make up the dossier about Trump, you see? Were Skripal's old connections used to contact other people in Russia to ask about Trump dirt? Did Skripal threaten to talk about this? Was the lonely old man Sergei Skripal preparing to go back to his homeland Russia? Did he offer some kind of gift as an apology to the Russian government that his trusted daughter would take to Moscow? Did someone find out and stop the transfer? Oh, you betcha. With Michael Chossudovsky, whatever, the award-winning author, professor of economics, emeritus at the University of Ottawa, having just warned that the entire Western world is insane and that the Western politicians and prostitutes, yes, I like that, from, that's a good one, Gerald Celente says that, I laugh at that, who serve them, are driving the world to extinction. Yes, indeed. This report concludes, among the handful of experts left to explain where this current Russia hysteria in the West is leading to, is the former President Ronald Reagan's administration official Paul Craig Roberts, and whose warning issued just days ago is both simple and dire. World War III is approaching. Yeah, because they're pushing for this, because they don't want to be exposed, you see. They're willing to take us into a confrontation because they know they're being exposed, you see. And this Corbyn character telling Russia to go away and shut up, Russia wasn't even bothering you guys. You were the one that is dragging Russia into this whole ordeal. You see what I'm saying? So now you understand why they offed him? Because he had information on the Trump dossier. Doesn't that sound familiar to anybody? Anybody that is going out to testify about anything about the Clintons, all of a sudden they wind up disappearing. Isn't that so convenient, right? So now we have this. That's why they did what they did. And they're also pushing, because they're being exposed at this very minute, they're trying to push for an event, and that's the whole story, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.